What's going on, bosses? My name is Kat.
And I'm Josiah.
And this is
Boss Up With Us. Channel that's all about personal development, finance, and entrepreneurship for individuals, groups, and you already know, couples like ourselves.
So on today's episode, we are going to be discussing the importance of keeping yourself surrounded by like-minded individuals and its impact that it can have on you.
So for this week's midweek wrap-up, there is no midweek wrap-up because we actually decided to shoot 2 episodes in 1 week. We wanted to give it a try, see what it would be like. As we've been telling you guys over the past few weeks, our schedules have been getting really busy.
It just keeps getting busier and busier.
Yeah, and you guys already know we don't live together.
Yeah.
So we do have to kind of deal with
traveling back and forth.
The traveling back and forth, and
we live an hour away from each other, so that's one thing.
Hour,
it is an hour. You're that drive from it's an hour.
Okay, yeah, it's an hour. It's about an hour.
It's an hour.
So
that's one thing
we just wanted to give it a try. We just wanted to do things a little differently and see if it'll alleviate some of the things that we have pressure on us to get done within these next couple weeks. So
and I also start back up school.
You do?
Yeah, I start school in 2 weeks. My final semester. So that's
This
another
my
thing.
First time.
I know, honestly, I honestly forgot about it too. Because everything is going to be online because of everything that's going on still. So it's like, But nevertheless, I'll be starting up school in 2 weeks. So that's another thing to just add on top of our already busy schedule.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to give it a try this week, just recording 2 episodes in the same week back to back to see if it just could be done. So bear with us.
It should be a lot of progress. I'm gonna put it on myself to get a lot of things done within these next couple weeks. I'm gonna put the pressure on Kat to make sure she gets done within the next couple weeks as well.
Pressure on you too.
Please do.
Right.
I love that. Love that. Accountability.
That's your favorite word.
Top 5, man.
Accountability.
Probably is. Probably is. Speaking of accountability, that's kind of what this week's episode is really talking about. As Kat said, we're going to be talking about the importance of our circles, the importance of the people that we put ourselves around, the importance of the people that we decide to share our energy with. Friends, family.
Because you can't pick your family.
You could pick how close you are with them.
Yeah, exactly.
And how much interaction you give them.
Right, that's true.
But before we get into that, you guys already know, maybe you don't know.
We're going to tell you again.
We are on all social media platforms. Please, you guys, like us on Facebook, Boss Up With Us. Follow us on Instagram, @Boss Up With Us. And follow us on Twitter, @Boss Up With Us as well. We want to be connected with you guys. And, boss up with us. Everywhere.
And that's on period. Let's get into the episode. So, the importance of keeping yourself surrounded by like-minded individuals. So, this topic actually was something that came up for me this week, and I was telling Josiah how I was talking to one of my really good friends. I've known her since high school, and she's transitioning to her career, becoming a teacher. And in that conversation I had with her, she mentioned about having multiple streams of income. And I was like, wait, hold up, sis, you saying this? Because we never had conversations like that before. And she's like, yeah, I'm really focused on finding different streams of income and ways to make money. And she was even talking about, credit cards and paying that off rather than focusing on savings. And that's another thing we talk about as well. So I was like, okay. And then from there, a couple of my other close friends, I've been having conversations with them, and it just led into them telling me about the things they're doing. One of my close friends was talking about her investing in stocks. I have another really good friend that mentioned how she wants to open a shop one day. My other good friend has a tutoring business, and in addition to the tutoring business, she has a website that she actively updates, the blog section with different ideas in terms of teaching and education and stuff. So it was just funny because I was having these conversations with my friends suddenly all back to back to back, and I was like, wow, I didn't even know you guys were doing these types of things. And it was just really interesting to me to see that because I had never heard my friends talking in this type of way before, and it was exciting for me to also hear that too, because I was able to share with them like the things that I'm doing, and I have a group of people now that we can feed off of each other's energies. We're all kind of doing the same thing. We have that like-minded mindset going on right now.
Closed mouths don't get fed. If you don't talk about the things that you're doing, then the people that you talk to on a day-to-day basis, they won't know, and so they may not share their own experiences doing things that are similar.
Right.
So it's very possible, I don't know, but it's very possible that her friends started these conversations with her because they see that she actually does have an interest in these things now.
That's true too.
They could take interest. Maybe they were inspired by it. It could be whatever it is. But
that's the whole point of what we're doing.
Sharing sharing things with the people that are around you, and then you get to see what they're about. You get to see what they care about, see what they want to spend their time doing.
You share ideas and bounce ideas off of each other.
Yeah, I mentioned before. I actually have like an accountability group chat with some of my friends where we talk about the different things that we're doing. We talk about finance. We talk about investing in stocks, starting businesses, just a lot of different things, and buying houses, real estate, all types of things that keep us stimulated, because we realize that this stuff is important. Pretty much why we're deciding to talk about these things with you guys, because we realize that it's important. We realize that there probably aren't a lot of other couples that are our age that are talking about these things and prioritizing these things. We as 20-year-olds, we like to consume a lot. Consuming isn't bad. When I say consume, I'm talking about we like to travel, we like to party, we like to go out to eat, we like to buy the nicest clothes and accessories.
Yeah, we feel like we gotta get it all out the way from now.
All of these different things.
And then we start focusing on money and finances when we in our 30s, or when you get married, which you did a whole episode about that.
Or never.
Or even never.
A lot of people never talk about finances or even really think about finances outside of having a job that's paying well and getting their bills paid for, and giving them a couple vacations throughout the year so that they can blow the money that they worked so hard to make. So
that's so true. And they go back to work and just start all over again.
Yeah, so
it's a vicious cycle.
We're very much into consuming right now, but it's important to transition from consumer to producer, or consume a little, produce more. As a producer, you are creating streams of income, you are starting businesses, you are investing your money. Obviously, my accountability group chat, we're not talking about consuming, we're talking about producing. We're trying to figure out how we can produce so that the things that we're producing is paying for the things that we would like to consume. Now, you don't have to have a bunch of friends that are just on top of their stuff all the time. A lot of times we have the friends that are doing the things that we want to do, and then we have the friends that are there for us to say, yo, let's go out, let's pop out, let's hang out, let's do something really
fun. When I want to take my mind off of all that stuff, I can hit them up and be like, hey, let's go to a party.
It's really dope when you can do both with the same group of friends, but unfortunately, that's not always the case. So there's probably going to be a couple of the friends that you connect with more, maybe on the career stuff that you are into, or maybe you have maybe you're a teacher and you have like a teacher's group chat where y'all talk about teacher stuff. And at the same time, you still have your friends, your friends that you grew up with. It's important to be aware of this and to say, I know when to give my energy to these friends, and I know when to give my energy to those friends. And it's not about ostracizing anyone. You don't have to cut off anyone all the way, or just leave them. I mean, if they're toxic, leave them where they are. But
it's 2020.
Yeah, just keep your mind open. Aside from my friends, some of the people that I love to spend time around are older men. The reason being, they have a lot of knowledge. Obviously, if they're older men, I'm a young man, I can learn a lot from an older man. I can learn a lot from someone that's been there, done that. I like talking. I call them my OGs. It's a lot of game to be had from older people. I like talking to a lot of people. I like to, just learn a lot from different people that are poor, people that are rich, people that are doing things that I'm not doing, and people that are progressing, of course. It helps you to have a really strong outlook on things, and you appreciate perspective and things like that.
You can also show them like some things too.
Yeah, definitely.
Like as of recently, I've been having a lot of conversations about the things that Josiah and I are doing with my mom. She sees the stuff that we're doing in terms of our e-commerce, and the other day when she came to, she was like thinking about buying a vending machine.
Oh, yeah.
She was talking about like buying a vending machine, and
Yeah.
she was asking me about stocks and like, hey, like I'm gonna give you some money, Kat. Can you go and invest in some stocks for me? And I was like, what? Like, it was crazy because I had never heard my mom take any like interest to that degree in finances. And like recently she's really like asking me questions and wanting to try this and try that. So that's another thing too. You can learn from other people, but people can also learn from you. People that may have had an interest in it, but it's like they didn't know where to begin, and they saw you doing it, or they see that we're doing it, and they're like, oh wow, like I can actually do it too. So
that's kind of like the important part about channel. I don't know if you guys ever read the description, but if you click below and you read the description at the bottom, there's kind of like a disclaimer there that says that me and Kat are not financial advisors. We are not life coaches. We are not relationship advisors. We never claim to be that. That's not what we're here for. What we want to do is start conversations about topics that we know and think are important, things that people are not talking about. As we said, people within our age group are focused more on consuming than they are on producing.
I think a lot of us too, we come from, families that aren't really too well versed in such things.
Yeah.
A lot of people may be first in their families. I know I'm first generation in my family. Some people may be the first ones to graduate high school or college. There's a lot of things that need to be learned about finances, or maybe even unlearned, that we've learned from our families, our parents.
And also our parents a lot of times don't even realize that we don't learn anything about finances in school. We don't learn anything about finances in college. If you've been to college, and you probably know this, I've been to college. I spent 5 years there, and I didn't learn anything about finances. In fact, my major was marketing. I think I learned more about marketing within this first year of being unemployed and being a full-time entrepreneur than I learned in my 5 years of studying the subject itself, which is insane.
So you learned more about it within this past year of just doing it, and also keeping yourself surrounded, or watching other people, or looking up to people that are doing the things that you want to do. So that like-minded.
My accountability group chat with my friends is probably, it's been more effective for me than any classroom that I've ever stepped in. The things that I've studied and researched on my own because of somebody else's recommendation or something like that has been more, it's been more fruitful than, the things I actually paid for in school, or the things I learned throughout grade school and stuff like that. And, like people start seeing that you're doing things, and they wonder, hey, like how do you start doing that and whatnot. And
you kind of starts a chain reaction after that.
Absolutely. Now, when we talk about circle, your circle can also include your partner, or separate from your circle, I should say, is your partner. Now, when you're in a relationship with somebody, then you want to be kind of on the same page within a lot of things. You guys aren't always going to be exactly the same. Kat and I are not exactly the same, and there's times when I feel like we're total opposites, and there's other times where I feel like, wow, she's my twin.
Yeah, that's true. I feel the same way.
So the same rules that you apply to the same rules that we're suggesting you apply to your circle and the people that you keep around you. Same thing is you apply to your relationships or your family members. If you have that toxic family member that's at every barbecue talking about some nonsense, and putting you down or shooting down your dreams, saying you're crazy for thinking like this, or saying that you don't know what you're talking about because you wanted to do something differently than the way that they did it, then separate yourself from that person. You don't have to talk to them every day. At the end of the day, you'll be family always, but you don't have to share your energy with that person at all times. It's very important when you surround yourself with people that are doing negative things, and you're going to probably end up, if not being totally negative like them, you're probably going to pick up some of their negative traits. The reason I say this is because it takes an extreme amount of discipline to be able to put yourself in a space where everybody's doing things opposite from you, and you're still so focused on your goal and so focused on your mission, your purpose, that you can ignore all of that. And the average typical human being, again, this stuff is not taught in school. They do not have that extreme amount of discipline. So, it's very important. Just be around people that are doing the same things as you, or people that are doing things that you want to do.
And I think when you have people around you with that mindset, that are doing the things that you're trying to do, and they have a positive mindset, it's also easier for you as a person if you're still in a space where you're around people who are negative. Like, perfect example is your job, or the job that you had prior, where you were around like a lot of people, a lot of older people who were there for years, and they're just like miserable, but it never affected you, and you were still able to focus on your goal. And you said at the end of the year you would
Come
leave.
from a different cloth.
Yeah, so that's important. I think having your friends and having that accountability group chat at the time, that also helped you to see the light at the end of the tunnel, so that even if you had to go into that 9 to 5 and be around all that negative energy, you were still focused on what you had at the end of the day.
So that's about it for this week's episode. We explained to you guys the importance of the people that you surround yourself with. Just surround yourself with things that are inspiring you. That's what it's all about.
So with that being said, that wraps up this week's episode. Make sure that you guys give the video a thumbs up, leave some comments below, turn your notifications on so you can be reminded next week when we drop our next video at Wednesday at 7 p.m. as part of our midweek motivation series.
And like us on Facebook,
like us on all platforms,
follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, boss up with us on everything, and of course subscribe
to our channel below.
Yes.
All right, and so till next week, keep growing, keep glowing, and keep bossing up, you guys.
Boss